Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. So we're finally on to the first path of 7.4.5, so we're getting there, we are getting there towards the end. I've heard a lot of people complaining about this lane, so I thought I'd just tackle it first. So this is the paradox lane. You gain a paradox whenever the defender throws a special attack, and until you hit 3 paradox charges, they are passively unstoppable, as you can see here. So for Dragon Man, I choose to bring in SpiderGwen. I have her and She-Hulk in the team, so either works. But basically, with the Limber node that's also applied on this path, your stun duration will be less. So if you can ideally hit a parry and a heavy straight away with either She-Hulk or SpiderGwen, what that'll do is that will apply this slow debuff, you can see there on the screen, and then you can quite easily refresh it after dodging special ones from Dragon Man, and then once you hit 3 paradox, then they no longer have the passive unstoppable, and it becomes kind of like a normal fight again, as normal as a paradox path can be. So whenever you throw a special attack, dependent upon how many bars of power you had when you threw the special, you lose that many paradox charges. So if you throw a special 2, you lose 2 charges, but you also gain 1, I think, from throwing a special attack. So if you can, try and have them higher. The good thing about SpiderGwen is that from her special 1, she has the ability to be able to put on a Innovate. So what that will do is that, and you see it activated there, so it's good timing, is that whenever you hit them, you actually give them no power. Now, if they gain power from their own natural sources, such as Dragon Man and his power charge, Innovate does not affect that. So it will not be a power lock like you maybe could get from a Kingpin synergy or something like that. That just won't happen, it won't work, and that's just the way it is. The only other thing about these paradox charges, as you can see, is that the debuff duration on the defender, because of the paradox and the quantum nodes that are on this path, it just means that they get extended. So as you can see, these stuns, these innovates, and these slows are really starting to last a good while now. And what that means is it gives me a lot more chance to be able to build up to special 2s, special 3s, just to be able to remove the paradox charges quicker. Again, I'm going to shut up and probably let the rest of this fight play out. I might even fast forward it a little bit, just because this path took me over 20 minutes to do, and 20 minutes is a long time for a YouTube video. Most people probably won't watch it, and they might just want to start skipping through and seeing what the actual fights were. So yeah, I'll shut up, fast forward it just slightly till the end of this Dragon Man fight, and I'll see you at the next one. Welcome back. So that's Dragon Man done. Again, if I can try and remember, I'll try and put in timestamps, but I'm notoriously bad for it, so I probably will forget. Going into this Rocket Raccoon here, I'm going to use Sorcerer Supreme, if I remember rightly. Activate the Icon Blessing, and the reason why Silver Centaurian is in the team, although he can also put a slow debuff himself, is that he has a synergy with Sorcerer Supreme, so she instantly starts with 1 bar of power. So it's just like using a advanced power boost in war, as you see a lot of people doing, especially with this unstoppable global. It just naturally activates this on its own. So what this will enable you to do is to instantly hit off the slow, and then it gives me a chance to just build up a few hits and a little bit of power to be able to get towards the special free a little bit quicker. I can start getting some paradox, but it's not going to make a difference, because what I want to do is I want to be able to hit the special free and have the icon blessing back on again, so that once this is done, it stores an indefinite slow rune for the rest of this fight. This now means that anytime I throw a special attack, a slow debuff will be applied to the defender, and it counteracts the unstoppable, as you can see. So here, it doesn't matter what special I now use, every single time, just like you've seen there, it puts on a slow. Now, I choose to put on the regenerate on block one now, just to try and see, like, in case I take a few blocked hits or something. And it also gives me the nullification, so what that will do is it'll allow me to get to my specials quicker because of Mystic Dispersion, and I can just recycle through the fight. Now, I've seen a lot of people cheese this. They've used different options, so like Kingpin or something like that, and I probably would have if I could, but I don't have them. I'm not ranking up my 5-star, so that's just the way it is. It's slow game and getting through the fights as the I guess the nodes kind of intended. This is quite a tough path. And you see there the regen on the blocks, just crazy. I purposely took that special too just to see what it'd do. It put me back up to like 95%, so that's all good. And a lot of these fights, once you've got to this part, it's now just about controlling your paradox. Spoiler alert, in this video there is going to be a time where I let my paradox go too high, and that's just so I can kind of reset myself and just kind of finish the rest of the path a little bit easier. But there's not much left on Rocket now. He's gone down like a treat, and we've finished with the full yellow bar. So that's always lovely to see. Just under 100 hits, so that's even less than what some other paths have done, and that's only a rank 2 Sorcerer Supreme. She isn't rank 3 yet. So now we're going to move on to this Vision. Now this is the fight that I predict will be probably one of the worst in terms of paradox, just because he has a synthesis. You need to make sure you don't push him for a special free when that activates. Here I'm just showing the nodes. Obviously I previewed the map a few times before I went in, so I didn't look at the nodes again, but then I realized that I probably should for the thumbnail and for the video. So again, I'm just going to kind of go in with the same tactic. Vision, again, like I just said, he's a bit of a nightmare because of the synthesis, so he's probably always going to be throwing specials, so your paradox is going to be harder to get. If you can power lock them, like SpiderGwen may have been the better option for this, if I'm honest. Especially if you had a few prowess, you can just kind of innovate it and just keep it. But again, the innovate wouldn't stop his synthesis power gain, so it's a little bit of a weird one. But yeah, so I'll shut up and let you just watch this Sorcerer Supreme fight, but basically it's the same as what the intention was before. And yeah, it's just a long fight. So as you can see there, I waste no time getting out of that fight. That took way too long, way too boring, not a fan. It is what it is though, we got it done, and that's all that matters. So now I thought I'll have a bit of fun with She-Hulk on this Doctor Strange. And yeah, so again, parry and heavy like you've seen with the SpiderGwen, as I said at the start of the video, and that works completely fine. Now I just need to bait special ones. Doctor Strange can be quite good to give you specials sometimes. I just have a bit of a nightmare most of the time dexing it, and normally I definitely can't reply to it, so I got quite lucky there. While he's not got a bar of power, I'm just going to constantly keep doing heavy attacks just because it's fun. It makes me feel like I've got Kingpin without actually having him. And yeah, so with Doctor Strange's natural power gain, unfortunately he didn't want to throw his special one there, but his special 2 is still fine. And that now takes his passive unstoppable away. So I'm going to activate the heavy, and there I thought I didn't think he crossed the bar of power yet, but he had just crossed it. So now the plan is to take a special 1, well, dex it, block it, whatever, and then throw the special 2. What that does is put the petrify on, so it stops his natural power gain, and then the fight can just carry on. Now again, he decides to tune me up with a bit of a combo there, which is lovely of him. But now he's got the power gain, so he can't gain power gain because of the petrify. He's stunned, well he's not stunned, but he's slowed. So now I'm just having fun, like I said before. If I get the chance to do this, I'm going to do it. Just whacking him in the corner. It's a pretty enjoyable moment when this all comes to plan. It gives me a chance as well, just because of the paradox, to be able to really take my time. It does petrify runs out here, so there is a chance that he's going to start gaining power again. But by the time it actually matters, you're going to see in a second, it's already too late, and I'd throw the special free. So Doctor Strange, nicely in the bin. Thank you very much. 4th fight of the path down. Let's move on. So final little section now. We're going to go on to this, and it's going to be a long shot. So I choose to use SpiderGwen for this just because She-Hulk's health is a little bit low. Again, it's not really too difficult. If I had Silver Centaurian ramped up, I would possibly think about using Silver Centaurian. But I also don't know whether that's a good smart idea or not. But again, I've never really used them. I know a little bit about them. But this long shot fight with SpiderGwen, once I can get it locked down with the innovators like that, and once I can get a few stuns off and things like that, this fight's nothing too crazy. Just be careful of his karmas, him throwing his special 1 or special 2s in case you don't block or you get hit by it. And apart from that, the fight's not really too bad. It's pretty steady. Do you know when you used to play them games, like you used to do a really tough path or a mission or something, and like there used to be like a really easy boss island that you just felt like there was no chance you could lose, and it was just really fun. Well, this is what this Old Man Logan fight is going to be like. Compared to the rest of this one was a really nice breeze. Sorcerer Supreme, again, I just choose not to activate a pre-fight on this one. I just think by the time, because I know I have my paradox charges already built up, it's not going to be unstoppable. And if I need to, I can just switch my cycles by throwing a heavy attack. So just get to the special 3 and then rinse and repeat. You see there, because of the paradox and how many paradoxes I've got, I actually have a really long stun duration. And all I'm trying to do here is just build up to a special 3 without giving him power, just so I can reduce that paradox down, because it's on 9, it's a little bit high for what I'd want. And yeah, so I throw it there, and then so I put it into the Fury mode, throw the special 3. This now constantly banks the armor break rune, so every time I throw a special now, it will put an armor break on them. The good thing about Sorcerer Supreme, obviously on the special 1, here you'll see it in a second. So I'm going to throw this, and then it's going to give me the nullification aura. Now with all the Furies that Old Man Logan has, plus my Mystic Dispersion, as you can see, it just throws up so much power for me that it's literally just a special 3 fight, a few special 2s in between, and no bother, purely a pleasure. But that's the end of this path after this fight's done. Again, I know a lot of people have moaned about it, so I'm just trying to show you where I managed to do it without any revives. And I really hope people are enjoying the content. If you are enjoying it and you want to see more, I'm going to keep doing this all the way through 7.4, then please subscribe.